And welcome to Holly's Racing Fantasy. This is your hotspot for weekly NASCAR Cup Series race recaps, latest news, and of course, fantasy picks for the upcoming race. And now, here's your host and the voice of Holly's Racing Fantasy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's 7:01 in the big city.
It is a big city.
And we are here before the All-Star Race weekend.
Yes, we are.
You know what's funny?
What is funny to
I'll
you?
usually watch the opening because, like, if you actually are watching us on YouTube, you'll see the opening, and behind the little pictures that John has in the slideshow, there's like pictures of us sitting there, like getting ready.
Yeah, it's actually us.
Yeah, but you look so awesome. You're just like cool, and you're looking like, you know, hey man, I'm awesome. And when I look at my picture, I'm like, and like I'm sitting here looking like a beep hole. It's God. Could I look any more ridiculous? Like, why can't I be cool?
What are you talking about? You look good.
Why can't I be cool like you, man?
I'm cool as a cucumber.
You are.
Is that a saying?
I want to be like you. But it is a saying. I'm cool as a cucumber.
Why do they say that? Is a cucumber cool?
I'm not sure.
I guess it is. Depends how you eat a cucumber.
But that's the irony because you're really technically not supposed to put them in the fridge.
Right.
I don't know.
But I guess, you cook them with a pickle. Well, if you pickle them.
You could pickle them. I guess you just eat them cold either way on a salad or whatever.
That's why they say cool.
That's funny. Where do these sayings come from? I would love to know.
I have no idea.
Wouldn't you?
I'd love to know.
Okay, so here we go. Let's dive into the Kyle Larson pool.
Oh.
We're diving in,
We're diving in. Here it goes.
Here it goes.
Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson was the race winner.
Yes, we have some Kyle Larson products here. We got a Speckled coffee mug.
That speckled mug that I want.
Yeah, we got a Larson sign for your man cave or your living room or your bedroom.
That's cool. I like that.
Diecast card and a cool Kyle Larson vintage t-shirt.
I love it.
Use the links below, please.
We'll use our affiliate links.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything extra. Here's the thing with affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything extra.
No.
All you have to do is just click on it, and it's just like ordering from Amazon anyway.
Yeah.
It's just to use our links so that we get 2 bits.
Yeah, we get like 3 cents every 4 years.
We get a hay penny and a shilling.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
A shilling?
15 shillings.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we run down the results, shameless plug.
Yep.
Reminding you that you can buy me a coffee, or you can buy John a coffee.
Buy a coffee.
Or you can buy 2 coffees.
Buy 2 coffees.
On Buy Me a Coffee. That link is there too.
Yeah. Or if you just but for the price of 2 coffees, you get a magnet.
You can just buy an awesome magnet.
Holly's Racing
Fantasy magnet.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the latest this week's picture of who's got their magnet where?
Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to bring that right up. Ready?
This is in Cookie's kitchen.
Cookie's kitchen.
And there is a magnet on her refrigerator.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah, looks awesome.
I feel like maybe it's like holding up a picture of like a coloring or a drawing that my nephew might have done.
I think so.
I love that. That makes it even more special.
It's very, very cool.
It is cool.
Very cool.
Have a magnet. Put it on your car. Put it on your.
We'll feature it on the show and send it to us.
Send me a picture, and we'll put it on the show.
Yeah.
What do you say, John? You could put it on your kegerator.
Put it on your kegerator, your forehead.
You put it on your forehead.
Depends what kind of wound you have,
My forehead is big enough.
Yeah,
that I could put it on there.
We could.
I'm going to buy some bangs from Amazon.
I didn't know YouTube sold bangs.
It might. Oh no, it could. But
it might.
I'm going to buy some bangs, and one of these days y'all are going to log on, and you're going to be like, "Oh, who's that?"
Are those real?
Yeah, you can buy. But anyway,
really?
Yes, you could buy.
What do you clip them to?
Well, I think you just clip.
Aren't you going to see the clip?
Oh no, they go. God, remember when you used to have hair extensions back in the 80s? You'd clip them in and be like, I got long hair all of a sudden.
I never had hair extensions.
Well,
My mother would
either.
not let me get them. I had a mullet like every other 80s wannabe kid.
My mom always wanted to get hair extensions, but they were quite a process.
I did
then.
too. I wanted to look like Blas Elias from Slaughter.
Oh, I bet you did.
Yeah.
I think
But they were expensive though. They were like $400.
They were very expensive. All the boys and girls wanted to look like Blas Elias.
That was the 80s, man.
That was the 80s. That was a good time.
Yeah.
So Kyle Larson.
Don't need nothing
But a good time.
Anyways.
All the girls wanted to look like the boys from Poison.
The boys want to look like the girls.
They had the best makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kyle Larson won, which
Yep.
I really didn't, want to happen. And it kind of made the second, like from 10 laps into the second stage to the end of the race was like, I'm trying not to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like you can see any notes that I wrote was like, oh, that like by the time, like at the beginning of stage 2, it was like, ooh, this is cool because everybody's moving around like crazy and they're all getting, and then it was just like, oh, okay.
Just the way it went.
Just the way it went.
Yeah.
Let me run down the order of who finished where, at least to the top 10 or 11.
All right.
Kyle Larson. Christopher Bell was second, which was awesome. He was on one of my brilliants this week.
Okay.
Ryan Blaney was third. Chase Briscoe was fourth. Alex Bowman, 5th. Josh Berry, 6th. Ryan Priest, 7th. Chris Boucher, 8th. Joey Logano was 9th. And John Hunter Nemechek was 10th. That John Hunter Nemechek, I don't know.
He gets in there.
He gets in there.
He gets up there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So that is the rundown. So let me give you the standings now. If the NASCAR Cup Series were to end today and it was good to start the playoffs, here are the 16 drivers who would be in. That is Kyle Larson is number 1 now.
Wow.
I know. William Byron was in number 1.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson has now taken over first place. William Byron second. Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Denny, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Bubba Ross, Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Stenhouse Jr., Ryan Priest, Josh Berry, and that's it.
Okay.
17th is Kyle Busch. So Kyle Busch actually was
in the playoff.
in here, and now he just got booted out.
He's got to get in there.
But that'll all change. I mean, from first to fifth, I doubt. Maybe even first to 10th. I don't know. But it could change near the bottom.
It could. I mean, it really could.
You never know.
Nothing to...
Every week is a new adventure.
Yes.
Especially for Denny Hamlin, who got his second DNF in a row.
Yeah.
First he,
wah.
First he blew up. Thank you. He blew up last week, and this week he a broken clutch.
Yeah. He was on fire last week.
He was. And
this week he's like...
His clutch went. Like, what the F? You know what you said to me that I wrote down? You said this during the race. You say, what is going on with these cars? Why do you have car trouble?
Yeah.
Why do you have a clutch issue?
What are the guys doing all week? How are you having a clutch issue?
How do these things happen?
I mean...
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like, I guess, the human, every car, I mean, obviously it's not their fault, but you in your mind, you think, well, it's a NASCAR, nothing can go wrong with it.
Right.
A NASCAR car has got to be perfect. I'm sure it runs perfect. Nothing goes wrong.
Right.
But I guess not. But it is strange when things like that, like a clutch.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Taking me back to 16,
Yeah.
What else happened? Oh, Byron blew a tire. There was a couple blown tires.
Yes.
Pit road penalty after penalty.
Yeah.
Lots of penalties, whether it was equipment failure, someone over the wall too soon, obviously speeding penalties.
Too many ribs on pit.
Too many ribs on pit. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's talk about one of the bigger penalties that happened, which you just brought to my attention today.
Yeah.
Was a L1 level penalty on the number 17, which is Chris Boucher.
Yeah, big penalty.
During inspection this week, they discovered that the 17 violated a couple of sections, which is overall assembled vehicle rules, front bumper cover rules. And they got maximum reinforcement. That they went over the reinforcement that is allowed for front bumper covers.
Yeah.
So, okay, ready? Chris Boucher, the team and the driver were each assessed with 60 championship points lost, 5 playoff points lost, and the team was fined $75,000.
75,000 smackaroos.
Can you imagine even having $75,000, let
Just
alone
to pay a penalty?
Enough to pay a penalty?
Yeah.
In addition, the crew chief, Scott Graves, has been suspended for the All-Star Race and Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's big.
Doug Randolph will be stepping in as the crew chief for the All-Star Race.
Yeah, because, Boucher he's a second half of the race. That's,
Second half of the season.
Yeah, second
he usually
season.
Comes around.
He's usually coming around pretty good, and that's not good.
Okay, listen to this. Before the deduction, he was 33 points above the cut line. Now he drops to minus 27.
There you go.
That's a big pain.
I
know.
I don't know. There's some things I just don't get.
Some things I don't get either.
Yeah.
Like, you wonder if it's an honest mistake, or is it...
Yeah.
Or is it they just, see what we can get away with.
It's a sport we watch for fun. But for these people, it's their job.
That's true.
Like, if you did that your job, if you cost your job $75,000, you cost your company.
Can you imagine?
You'd be fired.
That's true.
That's it.
Or you'd at least get put on like on a probation plan.
Probation plan.
Let's talk about the snafu, the Clint Boyer snafu.
Oh, yeah.
From the live broadcast at the AdventHealth 400 at Kansas Speedway.
Brilliant.
You found this one too, right?
Yep, I did.
So, you know how every week they dial up the lead car?
There's Clint Boyer. Can you read me down there?
Yeah, exactly. Or what did Jeff Gordon say? Hey, Danny, this is Jeff Gordon in the booth. You got me?
You got me?
He'd always say that.
Yeah.
So Clint Boyer was going to dial up a Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
Let's Kyle Larson got the pole.
Yeah.
And he got the state. He swept the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was amazing.
He's unbelievable.
He really is.
I mean, I get a little sick of him, but I like him.
I know.
It's not that I don't like him.
Right. It's kind of like how Jimmy Johnson was.
Yeah.
So Clint says, Mike Joy's like, how about we talk to our pole sitter? And Clint's like, let's do it. How about you, Kyle Busch? And then he realized, he was like, Kyle Larson. And he's like, this is going to be a good one already. So then he's like, okay, Kyle Boyer in the booth up here with the boys, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I got to start over. We're on live television. And then Larson responds with, well, Jamie McMurray. Yeah, I feel good about our chances
Spot on.
today.
Didn't miss a beat.
I know.
Yeah.
Without missing a beat.
Without missing a beat.
He says, well, Jamie McMurray.
Yeah.
So I thought that's pretty funny. I don't know if anybody else would be that, how many people would be that witty?
Yeah. Kyle's cool.
He is cool. Instead of,
Larson.
Larson.
Remember that commercial?
I do remember that commercial.
That was great.
Where they were building their fantasy team. We used to say it all the time, and I can't remember what the other things were.
Yeah, the other ones were in there too, right?
Yeah, this guy was building his fantasy team.
Yeah.
And he was like, double A, because I remember it was Eric Amarola, double A. I don't remember what. Larson. And then Junior was in there.
Yeah, Junior was still racing that time.
Oh, he said the Hapster. Kevin Harvick. And he called Junior something.
Yeah.
And Junior's like, nobody calls me that. And he goes, that's okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's all coming back to me.
These things that we remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's all about the ribs in Kansas, right?
Oh, yeah. I got a little picture here. For those on YouTube.
For those on YouTube, you could see the picture of Kyle Larson and the crew eating ribs.
Eating some ribs in Victory Lane.
For those on Spotify, we thank you for your ears. Yeah. And we hope that sometime you can join us or, take a look. If you can't join us live, you can watch this anytime. It's available shortly after the live broadcast. Yeah. But you can at least scroll through the fun pictures.
Yeah.
So
there's the pick.
There's the pick.
Right.
Okay. So what else? Okay. Oh, Kyle Busch, it's like time after time after time. Kyle Busch can't get a break.
No.
What happened this? They went 4 wide, and it was Ross Chastain, and then Josh Berry was a little bit back, and then it was Gragson, and then it was Kyle Busch who was down near, on the inside lane, and Josh Berry, kind of just trying to shove his way up there. You don't have room.
Right.
But he's trying to make room.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he kind of nudges Gragson, and unfortunately, Gragson nudges into Busch, and that was it. Spun it out. And it's like, and I yell, I'm like, you don't have room, Barry. It's like, geez.
You spin me right round, baby, right round. We were watching that last night.
Oh my God.
Anybody's seen that?
For anybody who likes Jimmy Fallon, or even if you don't like Jimmy Fallon, sometimes he'll recreate videos and with famous people. And he did a video, it was probably several years ago, with Paul Rudd, and they recreated that video. Yeah. And it is stinking hilarious because Paul Rudd looks just like that lead singer,
Yep.
and he does all the movements and everything.
And they did the video exactly like the real video.
They did. So
you think they're being stupid, but
but it's right. You think
this must be stupid.
Must be a parody.
They're overacting this.
No,
No,
that
they're just
is
doing it
like the
exactly
video.
how the music video was
so you
done.
go into YouTube and look it up. Look, Jimmy Fallon, Paul Rudd, spin me right round, whatever, and you'll see it's stinking hilarious.
Yeah, it's very, very funny.
Paul Rudd is very funny.
Paul Rudd's great.
He is. So I was bored, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only notes I took. I didn't take that many because I'm like, well, it was Mother's Day, so I was trying to like kind of chill. And you were like cooking in the kitchen like a madman for hours. It was awesome. He did
hours.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Made a great dinner and a great dessert.
Yeah.
So let me look at my notes. And should we go? Wait now.
Uh-oh.
Get your barrel.
Wait.
If you or someone you know has a gambling addiction and you would like help on how to stop or quit.
Help.
Fantasy is fun, but
Yeah.
sometimes people get addicted to gambling.
They do.
And that's hard. It's hard. Addictions are very difficult. So if you or someone you know would like help with gambling, you call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. And you can also go online. You can text, whatever. Get the help that you need, the help you deserve. You're worth it. Oh, sweet transition.
Yeah.
Okay. That's because you didn't want me to go on and on about
My
gambling.
God, we'd be talking about gambling for half an hour.
I talked about it for 2 seconds.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so here's
I'm
some
just kidding.
fun, cool stuff.
I was funning.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the Indy, because Indy 500 is coming up.
Yep.
So it's going to be a thrill. Every time someone says it's going to be a thriller, it's going to be thrilling. I'm like, the thriller in Manila. That's all I could think of. So Tom Brady and Jimmy Johnson are teaming up, and they're gonna ride in the it's not the pace car. It's actually a ride along.
Oh.
It's a 2-seater program, and Jimmy Johnson's gonna drive the Indy car, and it's a 2-seater Indy car, and Tom Brady's gonna be behind him. And they're going to drive because it gives celebrities a chance to experience being in an Indy 500 car.
Really?
Yes, before the green flag.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Maybe it'll bring some NFL lovers to the Indy car.
Okay.
And Rob Gronkowski is going to be the Grand Marshal.
Is he really?
He is.
Wow.
I know, it's pretty interesting.
That's
I thought
actually
that
very
was
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, wow, that Indy car's got to be big because isn't Tom Brady pretty dang tall?
Yeah.
So how do you fit in there? I mean, Jimmy Johnson's not short either. But
No.
I'm sure they accommodate for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they take that into
They had
into
extra
account.
space down below.
Yes.
They put their feet down like Fred and Barney.
And they pick up
They pick it up and they run onto the track.
they might. And it goes.
Yeah. I used to have that sound effect.
You did. You need to get it back.
I know.
Chip, chip. Get that back.
Chip, chip, now.
Chip, chip.
Chip, chip.
Okay, so everybody knows by now that Kyle Larson is running the Indy 500, which is early in the day, and the Coca-Cola 600, which is in the evening, and that's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
And so Justin Allgaier. So this weekend, during the All-Star weekend, Indy has practice and qualifying. So Justin Allgaier is going to be the practice and qualifying driver for Larson for the All-Star Race weekend.
Okay.
And he is also the reserve driver for the All-Star Race. And he's the reserve driver for the Coca-Cola 600.
Oh.
Now, the thing is, last year, if everybody remembers, the rain delay for the Indy 500, so everything went later. And then Kyle Larson couldn't finish the race. He had to try to get back to the Coca-Cola 600, and then he did fly back. Well, he finished the race, right?
Yeah.
I think he finished the Indy. It was really delayed though.
Yeah.
And then he got in the helicopter and he flew back to the 600.
Yeah.
But the rain had moved, and by that time the 600 was delayed, so it was a big kerfuffle, blah, blah, blah. So this year they said, okay, you can try it again, but the 600 takes precedence over the Indy.
Yeah.
So if something happens, you've got to leave because you've got to be here.
Yeah.
So if it's a little bit of an overlap, then Allgaier can always start the 600 for him. So he's on reserve either way.
Okay.
And last I heard, which I think they were still waiting on the official word, so don't quote me, but I think that Tony Kanaan is going to fill in. If he has to leave the Indy, then Tony will drive his Indy car.
Okay.
So
Well, let's hope they have good weather.
let's hope it's good weather all around and he can make both.
That'd be great.
Because that would be very fun and exciting.
Yeah, it would be cool to see.
It really would.
Yeah.
So,
He'll probably win both. Kyle Larson.
you know what? Right?
Larson?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yep.
Okay, so the Kyle Busch, we'll move to Kyle and Denny now.
Okay.
Kyle Busch, as everybody who has watched NASCAR at least in the last 10 years or so knows that, probably longer, Kyle Busch used to be the villain.
Yes.
He was the one you loved to hate.
Yeah.
And he's passed that torch.
Yeah.
Now it's Denny.
Yep.
Now it's Denny Hamlin getting all the boos and the jeers and the whatever. So Kyle says that he's, he's actually getting cheered more than ever.
Yeah.
And Hamlin he's definitely getting booed.
He likes it.
And he likes it. He enjoys riling them up.
Yep.
And Busch said, way to go, buddy, way to go. Do you have the little picture of them?
Yeah, I got them up right now. Because he was on his podcast.
Kyle Busch was on the Actions Detrimental podcast, which is Denny Hamlin's podcast.
Yeah.
So they talked about that and, they dove into it.
Yeah.
It like when Denny had that 11 against the world flag.
Yeah.
Made it easy to hate.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's a very intense driver.
He is.
And
I'd like to we keep saying, man, got to get him back to victory lane here.
I know.
But
So, and Denny's baby is due. He's having a boy.
ooh.
I know. He's not having a boy. Jordan's having a boy.
Right.
And the baby is due like around the Coca-Cola 600 time. So,
Really?
yeah. So, but
He has 2 girls, right?
he has 2 girls.
So this is his first boy.
This is his first boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to be seeing a Hamlin. I need to live long enough to see another Hamlin in the,
There will be.
there will be.
There will be.
Absolutely. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be like a Kelly and Dale with Taylor and with the boy.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
So this is the last Fox race. It's on FS1 this weekend.
Yep.
And then we will move to Prime for the 600 on Memorial Day weekend.
That will be like really cool.
I know.
I'm excited to see it on Prime.
I know. Do you know what's funny is that All-Star Weekend is like this big, there's a lot going on this weekend. Wait till I run the schedule down for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to it.
You know what's funny too?
About Kevin Harvick?
Yeah.
Yeah, say it.
Kevin Harvick doesn't like the All-Star race.
No, it's kind of, I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, I was like, what? I saw the headline and I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't like what do you mean you don't like the All-Star race? And then I look at it and he, I read his, opinion.
It's true.
Because we should listen to other people's opinions.
Oh, we should, yes.
We could come to the table and talk about
We
this.
absolutely can, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I could see his point.
Yeah, he thinks it should be a break.
It should be a race point. He said this should be a race track.
Yes,
Or, points track.
If they're going to race it,
Yeah.
they should get points for it.
They should get points for it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He feels like he's not saying let's not have a race at North Wilkesboro.
Right.
He's just saying,
Make it count.
let's make it count.
More than just that $1 million.
And the All-Star thing, he said, do it in the beginning of the year, like,
that's true.
with the Clash and everything else like
That's
that.
true.
But mid-season, let's,
Yeah.
because I guess, some drivers actually wanted a break. They'd rather,
Right.
they'd rather not have an All-Star race.
Right. That's
Some,
understandable.
I mean, it's like split. I think some still want it and some
Sure.
would be like, I'd rather have a,
have a break. Right.
Right.
I don't blame them.
But I'm sure like some drivers who don't have the money like other teams,
True.
want a shot at $1 million.
Absolutely.
So
That's absolutely
there
true.
you have it,
There you have it.
There you have it. You heard it here first.
Rebel. Okay, let me run it down for you. Do you guys want to know how this all works?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Give us a rundown here.
Okay, first up, you got qualifying. I'll give you the schedule again later.
Okay.
First, you have qualifying.
Yeah.
And that's because there are people who are automatically in the All-Star. They're locked into the race. You don't have to try to get in it, you're in it. And that's anybody who has won a race this year, anybody who won a race last year, anybody who's ever been crowned the champion, and anybody who won an All-Star race in the past.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. And so that is Byron, Suarez, Larson, Bell, Hamlin, Elliott, Reddick, Keselowski, Logano, Cindric, Blaney, Bowman, Dillon, Harrison Burton, who is coming back for the All-Star race because he's currently in Xfinity, Briscoe, Boucher, Chastain, Stenhouse Jr., Josh Berry, and Kyle Busch. So they are all already in.
That's a lot of cars on a little track.
It is. Then you've got the Open. Okay, you've got all that's the open cars, the people who are not in it. People like Bubba Wallace and Carson Hocevar and Eric Jones and John Hunter Nemechek. Everybody else will be racing in the All-Star Open to try to get in. The first and second place in the Open will race their way into the All-Star race. So in addition to all those people I named, you will also have 2 from the Open that will get in.
Okay.
And then you will also have the person who wins the fan favorite vote. They will also be able to race. So you have your drivers. So then you have qualifying. Qualifying will include the All-Star race and the Open teams. Those participating in the Open will go first in the order, and speeds will determine the lineup for the All-Star Open event. So as they are racing, that will be the lineup for the All-Star Open. Like if Eric Jones actually comes in second in qualifying, then he will be first in the Open. Right?
Okay.
Like if he comes in second to Denny Hamlin, say, or whatever.
All right.
Okay, so then the All-Star drivers will go second in the order, and the fastest, obviously, qualifier will get the pole.
Who thinks of this stuff?
But they will get the pole for heat race number 1 and for the All-Star race, because there's also the heat races.
Yeah.
Okay, so during qualifying, they will do the pit crew challenge. They
Right.
will take a green flag. They'll run 1 lap at top speed. They will do a 4-tire pit stop, and then they will get back on and do the second lap. And the fastest pit crew will be the pit crew challenge winners.
Okay.
Pit stall selection is based on how your pit crew does. So even if you win the pole, if your pit crew doesn't do well, you don't
get the first
right,
spot.
you don't get the first spot. That's a lot.
I guess they
isn't
get
it?
to throw tires at each other too.
Do they really?
That'd make it more interesting.
You can dodge. If you can dodge a tire,
could dodge a tire?
You could dodge a ball.
You could dodge a dodgeball.
The length of the heat races.
Okay.
75 laps. Now the heat races are that
With the track
will
on fire.
determine-
That's why they call it the heat race, because the track will be on fire.
that will determine where you line up.
Right.
Okay, so the heat race 1 will determine the inside row starting positions. Heat race 2 will be the outside row starting positions.
Okay.
But again, don't forget you have qualifying, so you still have your pole sitter. Pole sitter is still there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the All-Star Open. So anybody who didn't already make it in from being locked in, 100 laps, all laps count, 1 attempt at overtime.
Wow.
Top 2 finishers from the Open go into the All-Star race, and that's when then they announce the fan vote.
Ah.
Okay, and then they'll be the third driver. Now let's say that
So this is all Sunday.
No,
you're
I will
gonna
give
go
you
over
the
that.
Schedule.
Okay.
No, a lot of it is Saturday.
Gotcha.
There
Okay.
might be some Friday too. I'll go
Okay.
over the schedule later.
Okay.
So that's how it's going to go.
Okay.
That's how
I
it
like
goes.
that.
I know. I mean, it's a lot.
That's a
to
very good
it,
explanation
man.
there.
Yeah.
If I tried to read that, I would be like,
Oh, and so there's 18 drivers who will be in the All-Star Open. Now, say Carson Hocevar, let's just say that he won the All-Star Open. So he automatically gets his way in.
Yeah.
Now, if he won the fan vote, they'll automatically go to the next person.
to the next person.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So 2 years in a row, Noah Gragson has won the fan vote.
Wow. Okay.
I know, it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
All right, so that's how you have it for the All-Star, and I will go through it later with the schedule.
With the schedule for it all.
Right now, John is going to do some track talk and weather. A little bit of interesting. He's got a little bit of a thing here for North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Lay it on us, Johnny.
All right, lay it on you. All right, the weather is going to be 80 degrees.
Hot.
12 miles per hour winds, 10% precipitation, mostly cloudy, but then again, this will be a night race.
Right.
So
8 p.m.
that's for your weather, 8 o'clock.
Nice.
So let's talk about North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
Get your engines revving.
Yes.
Because the legendary North Wilkesboro Speedway is alive and kicking.
Sure is.
This historic 0.625 mile paved oval track in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, has been a hub for thrilling racing action since way back in 1947, mostly featuring the best of NASCAR.
True.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you know this area has a wild history?
It does.
Right next to U.S. Route 421, North Wilkesboro was once known as the moonshine capital of the world.
believe that?
In the 1950s, and those fast cars had more than just racing in mind.
Love it.
While the track used to host 2 major races a year,
It did.
the last points-paying Winston Cup Series race, the Tyson Holly Farms 400, ran in 1996.
Yep.
But don't worry, this story has a fantastic comeback.
Ooh.
After years of hard work and a significant $18 million investment pledged by Governor Roy Cooper
Thanks, Roy.
in 2021 to revamp the stadium, North Wilkesboro roared back to life. In 2023, the NASCAR Cup Series All-Star Race returned to thunderous applause, and the Craftsman Truck Series also hits the iconic track.
It does.
With a capacity of 25,000 screaming fans as of 2023,
Yep.
North Wilkesboro Speedway is ready for more high-octane action.
Yeah, man.
So get your tickets and be a part of the revival of this racing gem.
Love it.
That's all I gotta say. Mic drop. There you go.
Give yourself some applause. Where's the, you don't have the applause effect?
You know what?
You know what?
I do somewhere, but
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Before we get to who you like and why, I
Yeah.
want to say shout out to our new Spotify lister.
yes, we
I
have
don't-
another listener that contacted us.
We do,
Yeah.
and they said some nice stuff on the Spotify. Iral Nella. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but shout out to you. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
Really do.
everybody who listens, everybody who watches,
Wherever
everybody-
you are.
wherever you are,
and what you're
whoever you are.
watching or listening on,
Absolutely,
we love it.
We love it. Spread
All
the
right.
word. Spread the word.
spread the word.
Okay, ready?
We're going to what?
Who you like and why?
I think we're going to Who Do You Like and
We
Why.
sure
I
are.
think we are.
All right.
Whoa.
Woo!
Who do you like and why? Who do you like and why? We want to know who you're picking, so you better get to thinking. Who do you like and why? Who do you
Like a ho, do you like a
Who do you like and why?
Oh, I love it.
All right.
I love it, love it, love it.
Now, a lot of people might not have picked this week, too, because
Right.
it's not really a...
You know, in the past, we used to take a break on
We did.
All-Star Weekend.
We would just not have a show and
no, we didn't
take a
have-
little break.
Right, exactly. But
We just can't resist.
because there are bettors out there. There are people who are betting
They bet on everything.
And so
Yeah.
I've got a big rundown for the things that are probably getting bet on.
Yes.
So let me tell you though, Rose,
Yes.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Rose likes Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
She says it's because he won last year. God bless you, Rose. He didn't. He came in second. Joey Logano won it last year.
Yes.
But that's okay. Hey, that's all right.
Yeah.
And Scott likes Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
Says he's shaking off those early season woes.
Yeah. Turning this season around.
Turning the season around, which I really think he is.
Yeah.
Man, I got to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we didn't hear from anybody else.
No.
So
That's okay.
that's okay.
It was, like I said, people are, vacationing and
They are. They're out and they're about.
enjoy the, enjoying.
Enjoy,
Yeah. Enjoy. you know?
Okay, so the race it doesn't count for points. It counts for $1 million if you win. So
But if you are gambling, we got some picks coming up for you.
we do. I'm going to do my picks.
Are you going to do your picks?
I am.
Your picks are coming up next.
They are.
All right.
All right. Okie dokie.
All right.
Here are my NASCAR fantasy picks for the All-Star Race at North Wilkesboro. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Starting with the All-Star Open. All-Star Open is first winner, I think, is going to be Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Whether he finishes first or second.
Yeah.
These can go in either order. Don't, I'm not,
No, I got you.
yeah. So keep an eye on the 23. I really am pretty sure that he's
Yeah.
going to get in on the All-Star Open.
Okay.
Okay, my next pick for the All-Star Open is Eric Jones.
Ooh.
I know. He has a way of coming through with these kind of things. So that, and I don't have a rhyme or reason. There's not a lot of record for these guys on North Wilkesboro
No,
track. So it's
no.
not like I can say, well, he's got 5 top 10s and he's got 10 top. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just my thoughts. Hopefully they'll qualify well.
Yeah.
I think the fan favorite pick is going to be Noah Gragson
Yeah.
again. Because I don't know why. People love the kid.
Yeah.
Now, Pit Crew Challenge. I'm
Okay.
going to say that Toyota is going to reign supreme again, likely through Coach Gibbs.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you Toyota. I'm going to say probably JGR, and I'm going to say likely Denny or Ty Gibbs Pit Crew.
Ah.
But having said all that, don't count out Bubba Wallace because I actually think that his pit crew is like in the top right now.
Oh.
I know. I looked
Okay.
up some stats the other day, and I think that he's got the fastest pit crew right now.
But if you're a gambling man
But if you're a gambling
or a gambling
man,
woman,
or a gambling,
you're going to say it's going to be Toyota, man.
either way, it's a Toyota.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Now, my all-star race picks are sweet and simple and sassy, and this is it.
Okay.
And for no particular reason other than how they're running and how they've done. We do have a couple years of a track record, no pun intended, at Wilkesboro. So the people who consistently finished well the last 2 years are Ryan Blaney.
Yep.
Okay, obviously. And
No
again,
Rainy Blaney.
No Rainy Blaney coming back around.
Yep.
Denny Hamlin.
Ooh.
Obviously, because, he does, and this is a short track.
Yep.
So he does well at short tracks. And I'm going to go step a little bit out on a limb for Ross Chastain. I think Ross Chastain would like to have $1 million in his pocket.
He sure would. That's a lot of watermelon.
It is, and I think that he's got it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Josh Berry.
Nice.
I know. I've liked what I've been seeing from Josh Berry.
Yeah.
And it's there's no reason why he can't sneak in there and get that too.
Yeah.
But really, it's anybody's money.
Yeah.
In years past, a lot, different people have won the All-Star Race that you wouldn't think would win it.
Yeah.
And then
that's very
people
true.
that you think would. So, should I run that down one more time?
Yeah, run it down. We don't got a graphic for that, but
Okay, good. I wasn't
give it a
sure.
rundown.
Couldn't remember. Okay, All-Star Open pick, Bubba Wallace and Eric Jones. Fan favorite pick, Noah Gragson. Pit crew winner, it'll be Toyota, either Denny or Ty Gibbs, but maybe Bubba.
Maybe Bubba.
Wallace. Maybe Bubba. And my All-Star Race picks are Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, and Josh Berry. And one more thing. If Bubba Wallace does make it in, he might win the whole thing.
he could do it.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know why. People are going to think I'm a Bubba Wallace lover.
Well,
But you know what? Because I like the interesting guys.
Yeah.
I like the guys that are doing interesting things. And right now, he's one of them.
yeah.
Him and Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
But I don't think Carson Hocevar is going to get in because nobody's going to vote him in as a fan favorite. And I don't think.
Hey, he's not a fan.
I know.
I don't know.
People kind of get annoyed with
So if he
him.
doesn't race in,
Yeah. But you know what? Let me tell you one thing, and then I'll head out of here.
Okay.
Those are my NASCAR fantasy picks for the All-Star Race this weekend in North Wilkesboro, and I'm sticking to them. That's my closing music, isn't it?
yes, it is.
I still have to do the quick. Are we still doing the quick? I do a quick pick video, everybody.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it,
Yeah, in case you don't have time to sit here for
in case you don't have time.
45
to sit for
minutes or
45
so
minutes.
to catch the whole show,
Right.
you can always catch a quick pick.
Exactly. So let me talk to y'all about the schedule this weekend.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so there's a pit road qualifying practice for the Open, and they practice exit and entry.
Oh,
Yeah, for qualifying.
I guess you need to.
Yeah,
It's small.
that's all they do.
Yeah.
And that's at 4 o'clock
Okay.
on FS2.
And if you have absolutely no life and you want to watch that,
Shut up.
Holly.
You know what? Don't you? And then at 4:30 on FS2 is the pit road qualifying, practicing the enter and exit for the All-Star.
Of the outhouse.
For the All-Star.
They have the pit crew. They each take turns seeing how fast they can get in and out of the outhouses.
Shut up. I'd win that race.
That's on FS3.
I can get in and out of
Or is
an
that on the
outhouse.
Ocho? That
That's
might be on the
Ocho.
Ocho. Second dodgeball reference.
Exactly. 2 in 1 show. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then at 5 o'clock, it's practice. And that's both Open and All-Star entries.
That'd
That's
be more
also on
interesting.
FS2.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock is qualifying at FS1. So that's not prime because it's the All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
So qualifying and stuff is not on prime this weekend.
Ah.
Yeah. So the qualifying for the All-Star Pit and the All-Star Pit Crew Challenge for the Open,
Okay.
qualifying for the Open is at 6.
At 6.
These are all Eastern Standard Times, and that's
Okay.
on FS1. Qualifying for the ones that are already in, the All-Star people, that's at 7.
Okay.
So you have got yourself from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock if you want to enjoy some NASCAR.
And especially if you want to watch how they get in and out of the outhouse,
Yeah.
on the Ocho, that'd be.
Craftsman Truck Series is this weekend. Xfinity is off. So Craftsman practices at 9:35 a.m. on FS2. Qualifying is at 10:35 a.m. on FS2. The Window World 250 is at 1:30 p.m. on FS1. All-Star Race Heat number 1, 5:10 p.m. on FS2.
Okay.
Heat number 2 is an hour later, 6:15 and FS2. Wow.
Wow.
And I know. I guess I'm not doing anything this weekend.
Yeah.
And then the All-Star Open is at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, on FS1, everybody. And then the All-Star Race is at 8 o'clock on FS1.
Okay.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on, a lot of different channels.
I'm going to watch as much as I
hopefully
can.
you have them all, folks.
The majority of it is between FS1 and FS2.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch as much as I can. We'll see. We'll see what comes up.
Yeah.
And the Xfinity will be next weekend. Next weekend will be the Charlotte Motor Speedway for everybody. That will be fun.
That'll be fun.
It will be.
Lots to talk about for that show.
Yes, and that's when we go to Prime Video.
Yes.
Charlotte is Sunday night, 6 p.m. on Prime.
That's great.
I love it because I got Monday off from work. Yay.
There you go.
And then we're on Prime for a while until we move to TNT or
I'm looking
Max.
forward to that. I know I keep saying that.
To Prime?
I'm usually a Fox lover, but
I know.
usually I'm like, oh, I'm so sad it's leaving.
I know.
But this year I'm kind of like,
Me too. Carl Edwards will be back. It's
Yeah.
exciting to see Trevor Bain.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Dale.
Dale.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So, and Steve
Dale.
Letarte.
Dale.
Bobby. King of the Hill is coming back on
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah, it is.
So that'll be exciting. That's like a
That's new
cartoon I
news.
liked.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about it. 'Cause
I know.
It's, you know,
It's all over. I'm
It
seeing
is.
it. Yeah. Yeah. But they're older now, right?
They are. Yes.
Yeah.
Bobby is
They're
grown
gonna
up and he's a
age.
chef.
Bobby's going to be, he ain't much, but he's all I got.
Yep.
That's like the best line.
That is the best line because Bobby was talking about how his father must think of him.
Yes.
And he was imitating his dad's voice and he goes, he ain't much, but he's all I got.
What the hell? Bobby. How about any other sports? Anybody watching the New York Knicks out there?
Anybody watching the New York Knicks and wanting to
Cringe?
bite your nails down to the level?
Whether you're a Knicks or Boston fan, let us know.
Either one,
Yeah.
both teams, but hopefully they can get this done Friday night.
How about White from the Celtics? Hitting those threes every time the guy takes a three. Every time.
God.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm a New York
really
Knicks
was.
fan, but
Right.
just watching him shoot those threes is like
Man.
incredible.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah.
So yeah, Friday night's gonna be busy for me. So we have
Yeah.
we have a friend coming into town.
Yeah.
His name
Hope he
is
likes
Keith.
basketball.
Better like basketball and NASCAR.
He will. He don't care.
He doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
No, but it'll be fun. So
will be.
let's hope that the Knicks put this away Friday night so that we
Yes.
don't have to go into like next week
Man,
because
please.
it's too much.
It'd be nice to see him winning at the Garden, too.
Exactly.
You know,
it would be.
They need to get those $60,000 courtside tickets, you know?
Man, you know what? It was $700 for the last game at the Garden.
Yeah.
It was $700 for the crappy seats.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
And then they show the footage, like, here's outside the stadium. And there's
And
all these
every-
people cheering, watching it on TV.
That's
It's like,
where I'd be.
Yeah.
Because
That's where most people,
that's where most people, yeah.
that's
who
where
can
average
afford
Joe
that?
is. Oh, there's a third one.
You know what? I'm telling you.
I can't stop.
I'm like, can you imagine having $700? Let alone $700 to buy it.
What are you, a queen?
John and I are
A
like,
king?
what is that, a king?
Is that a king?
John and I are like, $49 for a lawn seat. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're trying to like find a concert to go to this summer. And it's like,
Yeah. We got a couple concerts
we
we're
do,
looking
but
into.
we're like cheap.
I know.
Like
we're like
$50 and we'll sit on the lawn. Bring a blanket.
Yeah, bring something
Hey,
to
we
sit
have
on.
that nice new waterproof like beach
We
blanket.
do though. Yeah,
So,
we're thinking about
we
going to see Dwight Yoakam.
Okay, we should. With the
Yeah,
Mavericks,
With the
though.
Mavericks.
I'm kind of more excited about the
And
Mavericks.
Winchester 49 or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, then a couple of bands are going to be here, but we're not going to be here.
Yes, because we're going to New York for a couple weeks.
Jim
this summer.
Gaffigan's going to be here.
Yeah, he's one of our favorites.
And Chris Isaac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, if we get to Binghamton on time, we can go to the Speedy Fest and see Trace Atkins.
Trace Atkins.
What did he sing? What was his big hit?
Honky tonk, but donka donk.
That was Trace Atkins?
Yeah, I think so.
Honky
Oh,
tonk.
jeez. Don't fact check me. I think so.
Ba-donka-donk.
Yeah, Trace Atkins, right?
Woo-wee, shut your mouth.
Slap your grandma.
Got it going on like Donkey Kong.
Woo-wee.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. We're crazy.
Yeah,
Wow, this time went fast.
it did.
You know. So okay, well, everybody, it's coming up toward Memorial Day weekend, so get your barbecue plans on.
Yes.
And do something fun.
Get your barbecue plans. Get your charcoal.
Try not to sweat this week. It's gonna be 90 something
it's gonna be 90
degrees here. Yeah.
I don't know where y'all are listening, but it's gonna be 90 degrees here this weekend.
I think it's gonna be hot everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
It's not.
That's what gets you.
Yeah, it's a nuclear heat wave.
It is. Stay cool.
Yeah, definitely.
But everybody, have fun, be good. Be careful out there.
Yeah, be careful.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
There's never a time to stop washing your hands for the rest of your life. 20 seconds. Happy birthday.
Always a time.
Yes. Okay, but it's time to go.
It is.
I know. So
Let's do it.
thank you again.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm humbled
Yes.
by your presence.
Yes.
I really am. Thank you, everybody. So what I'm going to say is stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
And race on.
And race on.